Hello, Bill. We finally have a clear night here. The forecast gives us not too much clear sky tonight, maybe 2, 3 hours. So I thought I can hop on C2025 R2 Swan, and we found it. It is leaving our solar system right now. After that, we don't have Swan for much longer than a couple hours at most. And then we have C2022 N2, and then 240p neat. If I can hit those three tonight, I'll be happy. I'm expecting a new LNA and feed to arrive tomorrow. That's the good feed from a crowd supply, a discovery feed that I want to put on the 6-foot antenna and see what we can do there. On a good note, I asked Gemini AI to write me a computer program for Stellarium to travel the Milky Way from Sagittarius all the way to Orion over a 16-hour period to identify the prominent stars that we need to hop to from one to the other, and to automate the process of having Stellarium drive the Skywatcher. And sure enough, it wrote me an entire program. I can't wait to test it. Actually, I tested it inside the basement, and instead of spending 40 minutes per target, we spent 40 seconds per target just to verify that it indeed hop from target to target and do it all night long. So I have a program written by AI to do that. I also asked it to write me a program to do the entire Messier marathon from beginning to end, and sure enough, it spitted it out. Cut and paste, tested it, it works. So Stellarium now has the ability to control Seestar and Skywatcher. The only catch is finding 16 hours without snowfall, because I don't want to put either device out in the snow at this point. And I'd like to know who that star is, or what that star is that is right next to the comet. So whoever said AI is useless did not drive a Tesla and did not drive a Stellarium. I had the most unusual incident with the Tesla yesterday. It was on self-driving. And then all of a sudden it slowed down on the highway. And then I noticed that there was indeed a trooper hidden behind the trees in a speed trap. It saw it, recognized it, slowed down until we passed it, and then picked up the speed again. I am not admitting here that I was going faster than the speed limit. No. But I'm saying more and more surprises are coming out of that device. Yes, Bill, I'm creating that video. I will be back to see you guys in a few minutes. For now, I'm counting counting Starlinks going through. I shall be back. We'll be here for at least 3 hours. Okay, Belladonna is resting, so I am back on my microphone. This is a nice image for the students who are trying to delete trails. It's a beauty. At 7 o'clock, we should be able to move to Comet 2022 N2. The weather forecast is still promising us some crystal clear nights, or a few hours of crystal clear. I need to rotate the sky cam by about 15-20 degrees. The wind has rotated it a bit. But this is definitely Exhibit A for Starlink. Distraction and distortion of images. Yeah, TCRB, let me see if we can pull it up. Definitely longer than a year. My first video looking for TCRB was June 2024. So definitely longer than a year. Keep paying my Social Security, John. Yeah, go back to work. Thank you. If Seestar is able to find the next comet through the clouds, we'll be staying on it. All right, let's go find it. C2022 N2. We don't have it here. There it is, 2022 N2 Pan-STARRS. Go to. For those who just joined us, I was sharing with Bill earlier that the Gemini AI, at my request, wrote a program to control from Stellarium, the Skywatcher mount, so we can scan the Milky Way with the radio telescope. Gemini identified stars at equal intervals along the Milky Way from Sagittarius all the way to Orion. And once I have a guarantee of 16 hours with no precipitation, we're going to put it out and try to indeed automate the scanning of the Milky Way and stop for 40 minutes at each location. Okay, we're still seeing stars here. Let's see if we can see C22 2022. This is not a happy camper. What is going on, Mr. Seestar? Okay, that's more like it, and I see a comet in the middle. Good. John, I tested the code and it worked. I sped up the time frame from 40 minutes between targets to 40 seconds and just sat and watched the mount go from star to star systematically. I'd like to get to 6,000, Jeannie. I'm not too worried about it. I am happy with quality over quantity. We have an incredibly good regular bunch, and to me that's more important than quantity. What's our count now? Let me see. 5,238. Hello, Jacob. John, my biggest one-day increase in subscribers was the day I retired from work. I sent a goodbye email to everybody and I told them the best going away gift you can give me is to subscribe to my channel. And they were so excited to hear that I'm leaving. They all subscribed. I had 384 subscribers within 3 or 4 minutes. The funny part was just watching and listening to the bing, 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 bing as they were subscribing. They said anything to get him to leave. Hey Jacob, I know you have used ChatGPT to write a Messier sequence for me. I asked Gemini to write me a program for Stellarium to uh, drive Seestar to all 110 targets in the Messier marathon, and it did. I plan to post it on the Discord channel, the Discord server, as soon as I'm done debugging it. On first blush, it worked beautifully without a hiccup. These are the icons bill of the ASI Studio that comes standard with the cameras. This bar is supposed to hide when I move the cursor off it. There we go. It's gone. Hello, Chuck. By the way, your book, Chuck, your guide to retirement has been very useful. Thank you. I sent the link to I sent the link to Zena, and when she saw it, she quit her job. I mean, she retired. Hello, everybody. What do you mean stacking failed? We don't want clouds. Come on, keep stacking. After 2022 and 2, we have 240p neat. And then I'm gonna fire up the program and see if we can get it going, just to test hopping around some Messier stars. For those who are familiar with Stellarium and for those who have used Stellarium, you want the link again, Zena? You want to go back to work? For all those who are watching, I will send the link again. It's a good book. Don't buy the hardcover, because if you're retired, you can only afford the paperback anyway. There we go. So I just posted the link to the retirement GPS. Dinner is ready is good, Chuck. It's not oh no, it's oh yes. Go enjoy it. You're welcome, Zena. John, I still enjoy sitting in a chair with a book in hand, the feel of paper. It definitely beats the feel of a tablet. This is a very busy part of the sky with stars. Okay, let's see what we know about 2022 N2. One of the dad jokes on Logan's page is I met with a financial advisor and he says if I keep saving at this pace I should be able to retire at age 96 and my money will last 2 weeks. So light takes 24 minutes to travel from the comet to Pompeii. So it's 4 times farther away. And its closest approach to Earth was last Sunday. We're going to sit on it for a little while to see if we can get more of a trail. I don't expect to see a tail. Well, as you probably know or may have missed, we have added radio telescopes to the collection so we can observe even when it's cloudy and rainy. If the weather is typical upstate New York in March, on March 3rd, that's about right, Bill. And moving away fast. On March 3rd, we have a total lunar eclipse, which I plan to stream live from Oswego, because the fully eclipsed moon is going to dip in Lake Ontario. The total eclipse begins close to 6 o'clock a.m. Penumbral begins around 4 a.m., 3:45 to be precise. Eclipse proper begins at 4:45, and then total eclipse at 6. And the moon fully eclipsed will dip in the lake, will set at around 6:15 a.m. And we plan to be on top of it with multiple telescopes. Mark your calendar. I plan to start on March 2nd in the evening, and there'll be comets, nebula, galaxies, clusters will be hopping around with one scope, probably Seestar, while DWARF will sit on the moon all night long. I also plan to have one radio telescope with me. We will be on the roof of Shineman Hall at Oswego University, or the State University of New York in Oswego. We'll have one radio telescope in case it's cloudy and snowy, so we'll have something to watch. Gina, my wife, finally gave me the recipe for boiling eggs, so my cooking skills have improved dramatically by adding cooking eggs to my repertoire, or boiling eggs, I should say. Yeah, Jacob had hinted that it's not going to be cold enough for him up in Wisconsin, so he wants to come to New York and freeze with me on the roof of Shineman, facing the lake effect winds of Lake Ontario. Yeah, the folks at Rice Creek have promised to provide refreshments, coffee for me and pizza for the students. Hello, Kaifi. Andromeda Galaxy. It's somewhere out there. Was not on the plan for tonight because of the clouds. Let me see where it is. Andromeda is too high in the sky for us to be able to view it right now. Sorry. For those who just joined us, this is the Pompey Observatory. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We're offering, just for the next 2 weeks, free subscription for a year. Haha. Don't know if we darken this a touch, if it's going to show us the comet any better. Nah. Thank you. Don't know if you heard me say we have radio telescopes as well. Tomorrow I expect to receive the Discovery feed that we'll put on the 2-meter telescope and see if we can image the Milky Way. Imaging Andromeda with a radio telescope is on my list of things to do as well. And Seestar seems to be persisting in a sky that is otherwise a mix of cloud and whatever. When is the moon coming up? The moon should be setting up to the west now, so we don't have to deal with the moon. Seestar Alp. Gina, you have had your fair share of problems with that apartment. "50 degrees in Arizona, that is a cold night." Okay, now I'm gonna prepare this program and see if we can fire it. Do a simple test of moving the telescope around quickly. 240p neat is not going to be good viewing till 8 or so. So I can hop around at, let's make it 2-minute intervals and see if Seestar is going to be happy with that. So we're going to see C34, maybe a good place to start. Because the others are long gone. Two minutes. Okay, let us see. I'm going to take over the right part of the screen with Stellarium. We're going to hit F12. That will allow me to open a script. These are the scripts that come with it. I'm going to go to the one that Gemini wrote for me. And it is a very simple script. Function slew to right ascension declination, move the telescope. It is telescope 0 here. And should be able to just hit execute. There is where Seestar is right now. We're going to start by going to M34 and spend 2 minutes per target. Let's see if it works. Not happy. There is Seestar. Let's stop it here. Let's make sure we have the right telescope connected. Oh, it's 1, not 0. That's the problem. Or that's a problem. I'm sure we have more. Let's see now if that works. Yay! There it is, it went to 34. It should be there for a couple minutes. Object is centered. Okay, we need to get it to start automatically imaging. That's an easy setup here. That's too fast. I need 2 minutes is too fast. It's going to M45 now. So there are a couple things that I need to do. And let me do that. Back to script. That's one fix. Another fix has to be here. We wanted to start stacking immediately. Execute enhancement after go to, so this has to be automated. Okay. Let's try one more time. All right, we're going to go back to okay, let's start it again. It's moving to the target. Nice. And it should start stacking immediately. Come on, we don't have time. In a real world scenario, when we're doing the entire Messier Marathon overnight, we have 6 minutes per target, 10 per hour, 110 in 11 hours. But for now, I'm just going 2 minutes each. I hope you agree with me that this is M45, the Pleiades. I hope you can see the tiny font on the script in the corner down here. It's showing M45. And within 2 minutes, it'll start on the next one. Now it's going to M79. Oh, it's looking for some that are below the horizon still. Ah, okay, it's not going to find them. That's why we need to start it at the right time. Okay, we're going to stop it, exit it, go back to doing useful stuff. So it is half working, needs a little bit more debugging, but that'll be what I will fire some evening in March and try to do the entire Messier marathon in an automated manner. 240p neat. Ain't on the list for some reason. Recent observations. I know we looked at it before. Come on. There it is. Dwarf 3 has become an extreme pain with about 3.5 minutes of overhead in between switching when switching between targets. Dwarf 2 was my ideal candidate because it hopped from target to target with minimal overhead. With all the improvements that they have done, and I'm putting improvements between quotes, now it takes about 3.5 minutes to switch targets, which we cannot afford in a Messier marathon. But to answer your question, I have not tried controlling Dwarf 3 via ASCOM yet. I've seen some people attempting to do it. I have not tried. I think we have a comet that's slightly out of the way. Hi, Jeannie. I'll be right back with tea. I'm back with tea. Jeannie, this is 240p neat. Let's see what we know about it. I looked for what comets we can see tonight, and these are the only three that are viewable or visible. If we have clear sky overnight, I will take a shot at 3i Atlas in the morning. Why? Okay, that is 240p neat. It's in the constellation of Taurus. It's magnitude 12. Long ads are good, Gene. I make money this way. I'm up to 65 cents a day now. So we're approaching $2 per month. No, how's that? Whatever. And the only other information that is potentially of interest is when was it the brightest? Please mark your calendars for 27 November 2055. Hello, Zidrig. What do I do about dew on the Seestar S50? Watch this. When you go to the Seestar S50, there is an anti-dew. I turn it on, and it heats the lens so we don't have any dew forming. That's all. According to the Social Security Administration, I am unlikely to be here in 2055. They're giving me a life expectancy of only 84.3 years. And a 2.8% pay raise for next year. It is the astro-unfriendly weather that got us into radio astronomy. This is how we thumb our noses at the weather. It never rains in Southern California. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go radio astronomy talk for a minute. This is the program that I wrote, or that Gemini wrote. That's the entire program that Gemini wrote to scan the Milky Way, and it identified 24 targets beginning with Sagittarius and going all the way to Orion. So we have Shola, Polis, M16, M11, Alia, Okab, Alberio, Sadr, Deneb. You all know Deneb. Azalfafaj, Kaf. Shadr is the halfway point. Shadr is always visible as the Milky Way swings around. And then Rukba, Miram, Mirfak, Almaz, Capella, M36, Tejat, Alhena, C50, M50, Azmidi, and Suhail. And the plan is to go with the 40-minute intervals. I was testing it with 30 seconds on the Skywatcher AZ-GTi mount, and it was fun just watching the radio telescope go from target to target, hopping along those 24 targets. This scan would ideally start around 1 p.m. and finish at 5 a.m. the following morning. And we'll end up with a single line, hydrogen line, interrupted in blocks. Hello, Tankela. Some of the testing that I was doing showed that I am better off turning off tracking on the mount and use drift imaging. So we hop onto a star and we stop moving for 40 minutes and then we hop on the next star. The hopping, the go-to function, is extremely RFI noisy. So we're going to have very clear bars in there that we'll need to delete. It also became evident that the background noise correction may or may not survive a full 16 hours. The background changes dramatically in 16 hours, so we'll see what that does. So if anybody wants this code, I'll gladly share it. Once I test it, I will post it on the Discord server. And as you can see from the SkyCam, the south part of the sky is clear-ish. The middle is lousy. We'll see. We have a comet. Getting Stellarium to talk to Skywatcher was a tricky business, but we got it solved. I found an ASCOM driver for Skywatcher, and again Gemini came in very handy. It pointed me to the ASCOM driver, pointed me to F12. That's an interesting, tricky part. Stay with me for those who know Stellarium. This is Stellarium. And if I go into the configuration window and I go to scripts, it does not let me to open it does not let me open my own scripts. There are only those that are default stored in the Stellarium directory. However, if I hit F12, it opens a different script console that you cannot get to from configuration, and that one allows you to write your own or open one, save, run, all those fun things. And Gemini knew about the F12. I would have never known about the F12 because the configuration window does not give that option. And that's how we're able to look to get the Skywatcher mount and control it from Stellarium. The Tenkela, we are the only channel on YouTube that goes live in 4K resolution with multiple telescopes. And by multiple, we're talking about radio telescopes as well as optical telescopes. So if you're not subscribed, please do, and join us often. No, we are not sponsored by Lenovo. This happens to be the default background that shows a nice view of the Milky Way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we move off 240p, I'm going to open it to you, see if there is any target you want me to hop onto. Hello, Mike. How is New Jersey? Mike, you may have missed some of the excitement, but I was telling the folks that Gemini AI wrote me a program in Stellarium script to hop across all 110 objects in the Messier catalog in a systematic manner. It will control Seestar and go systematically through the entire thing in one night. It also wrote me a program to hop around the Milky Way from Sagittarius all the way to Orion at 40-minute intervals, and it will drive my radio telescope that way. So that is fun. Hello, Toast. How is Alabama today? Cloudy for days. That's why we got a radio telescope here. Or two, or three. I have pretty much everybody that I know looking for 8-foot telescopes in the woods. We're even using satellites to look for 8-foot telescopes. Mike, let me show you the script for just one moment that I did not write, but AI wrote for me. This is the entire script. It defines a function, slew to RA deck, and which telescope, and it came up with a list of targets along the Milky Way at about 40-minute intervals, and this is the entire loop. If you delete the comments, the entire code is really 5 lines of code. I remember the very first program in PDP-8 assembly language that I wrote at the request of my supervisor in England while doing graduate work in Manchester. I brought him the program and he said, "Where are the comments?" I said, "What are comments?" He said, "These are lines that you write that explain what the code is doing." So the following time when I brought him my code, the very first line said, "This is a comment." And that was the extent of it. On the other hand, I had a student who developed some very large programs, but he wrote the comments first, and it was a whole bunch, hundreds of comments, and then filled in the instructions next to the comments once he knew what each instruction had to do by writing the comment of what it does. Then he wrote the instructions. Yeah, I found the scripts in Stellarium, and the good news is none of them goes after the Milky Way. Jacob, the 16-foot dishes, are they single piece or can they be dismantled? I have been knocking on the doors of TV stations. Have not thought of radio stations. I should do that too. If they can be torn down, then I'm interested in trying to see if we can get them. Yeah, when I asked Gemini AI, can you write me a program to do that? And it spitted the code. So we're almost done with 240p neat. It's not going to get any neater than this. Right now the Milky Way is about to pass overhead. Well, about to pass to our east. So there are plenty of targets we can look at. You're welcome, Bill. We have quite a few clusters in view. Yeah, we can go to Uranus. We might see a tiny blue dot. Let me go to Uranus. Combine it. Jacobs, I'm still unable to display on Seestar's app the name of the target that Stellarium is sending it to. It still says unknown. Okay, this is Uranus. We're not going to see much else. Yeah. And it is stacking it. Okay, NGC 1555. It's Heinz Nebula. It is only 1 minute in size, but it might be interesting to watch. Let's see what it is. It says it's a variable nebula. Sorry, go back. Mike, there is a script inside Stellarium that does the Messier Marathon. But I looked at the script. It's way too complicated compared to the one that Gemini wrote for me. And I still don't understand why Seestar does that occasionally. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is the Pompey Observatory. And right now we're looking at NGC 1555, which is Heinz Nebula. And to the right we have a sky cam that is showing lots of stars to the west and to the south. And the sky may indeed be clearer than it is showing. This may be just moisture on the dome. I'm not gonna climb the 40-foot pole to see what's on top of it. So if you found this channel by accident for the first time, please subscribe. We stream often in 4K resolution from multiple telescopes, including both radio telescopes and optical telescopes. Jacob Alibaba will ship me a 10-foot telescope from China. They are selling it at only $149 plus $1,100 shipping. That's how they go around tariffs. So I only have to pay tariffs on the 149, and then the arm and the leg go for shipping. So it's saying that the nebula is somewhere here and we're not going to see it. What's talking about, Jeannie? I just told it to go to the target and it went. We're not going to see any target for some reason. It's too small. I'll find a bigger target and then we can see what you mean. (1931) is 4 minutes, 4 arc minutes, so that's slightly better. Okay, we're going to stop the capture, Jeannie. Go to Atlas, search, NGC 1931. And go. Is this what you're talking about? There is blue box going to red box. There we go. There was no magic. And this is what I did, is I stopped it so I can turn on the filter and then restarted it. This is the fly nebula. I don't know if by fly they mean a zipper or an insect. You're welcome, Jeannie. I did receive your video of the plane, small plane transiting the moon. I plan to process it and post it. To the 3 newest subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. You put us over 5240. Yeah, I have quite a few videos from Jeannie waiting to be processed. I still have not had success in catching International Space Station or Chinese Space Station transiting the Sun. I have no problem with catching them transiting the Moon. According to Ventus Sky, we're going to lose you guys in about an hour. 9 p.m. is when it turns solid cloudy here. 1275. Thanks, Mike. Let me see what it is. Yeah, quite a few galaxies. Wow, that's a nice area. If we go just a touch higher, NGC 1272, we should be able to put quite a few of them within the field of view. Yeah, we can put them all in the field of view. That's a whole bunch of them. We're going to go to NGC 1272 after we're done with 1931. From what I can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, just over 20 galaxies all within the field of view. Thank you. Which telescope did you take it with? For those of you who are familiar with the Rice Creek Observatory, I want to show you a picture that was taken by one of the visitors there. This is a picture of the Rice Creek Observatory. And there is the North Star. If you do not have a 77-inch monitor, here it is. Those were star trails, not Starlink trails. Yeah, I'm not sure how many hours that was, but it looked like it was a full night. Because for the most part, all the stars, well, no, not necessarily full night. Some of the bigger trails were a lot shorter than a full night. Actually, all of them are a lot shorter than a full night. My guess is what, that's 10-15 degrees. So it could have been only a couple hours. So if you have a wide-angle camera, even a dwarf, point it to Polaris, and let it stack Polaris without tracking. By turning off tracking, should be able to... Actually, tracking Polaris should not be too bad. And here's a picture of the Milky Way taken in the same place. And on the left you can see the human erected pole for the vultures to build a nest on top of it, which blocks the view of the telescope in the observatory. Yeah, that picture of the Milky Way has quite a few star links in it. There is one, there is two, there is three. Sorry, Bill, I don't see any planes. And obviously this is Sagittarius. So when I asked Gemini to give me names of targets along that, and I told Gemini I wanted them about 40 minutes apart, that's when it came up with that list. Welcome back, John. Yeah, it may well be just 1 hour. Thank you. Bill, here comes your plane. The plane, the plane. The cloud situation, according to Ventus-Sky, we should be immersed in clouds by 9 p.m. So I'm going to give the Fly Nebula another 15 minutes or so of stacking time, and then hop over to NGC 1275 to look at the cluster of galaxies. And while we're at it, what does the weather forecast look like for tomorrow? Thanks, Bill. According to UPS tracking, the Discovery feed has made it to Buffalo and it's on its way to Syracuse. So we might get it tomorrow as promised. They're saying end of day tomorrow, so possibly as early as Sunday or maybe Monday. We could have the 6-foot dish, the 2-meter dish with a new feed, with the Discovery feed, and we'll see how high that peak is gonna be. And then, John, we will be going through the process again of trying to find the right focal point by moving up and down by a 1/4 inch each way each day, or 1/8 inch, until we get it right. And then the next big step is to see if I can mount the 2-meter dish on the iOptron mount. Good luck, John. Hope the clouds stay out of the way. Yeah, the sky cam is clearing, and if it clears a bit further, we may be able to see the Milky Way, which is going from east to west right now. Yeah, we're starting to see semblance of the Milky Way up there. So this is the Fly Nebula. When I go to NGC 1275, suggested that Mike suggested, and let's see what how many galaxies we get there. Here we have the one. It is in Perseus, the big arm of the galaxy. Okay, let's go to it. I was tempted to just move it a touch up. Each of those little dots is a galaxy. Trying to make the display just a touch darker. See if we can see the Milky Way on the sky cam. Even though we gave it a default max of 45, it's still going. There are quite a few galaxies here. So this is a touch too dark. I'm gonna see if I can increase the gain a little bit. And keep the exposure down, see if that makes a difference. All right. The clouds are a lot brighter now. We are not running the Messier program. We are looking at NGC 1275, and as the clouds are moving in, we may have a few minutes to hop over to the Orion Nebula just for fun. And AliExpress is offering me an 8-foot dish for $89. Let's see how much they want for shipping. So an 8-foot satellite dish, $89, $88.99 to be precise, and save $10 off when you pay with PayPal. Shipping, $1,686. Okay. Ain't happening. All right. I'm going to take a look at Orion and then take a look at the inside of my eyelids. You know, winter is here when you can image the Orion Nebula at 9 p.m. I mean, right now there is no page on the internet that I can go to without somebody displaying dishes for sale. We're not talking about dishwasher-proof dishes. We're talking about weather-proof dishes. John, we took a quick look at Uranus earlier in the evening. Did not try to look at the moons. No idea why Seestar does that. It's trying to image while still moving. This is crazy. Jacob, it's amazing how the prices have been distorted by shifting a lot of the price of the dish onto the shipping. I don't know what Seestar is trying to do. It just keeps moving around. I'm looking at it on Stellarium. It's moving all over the place instead of just sitting in one place and imaging. Prime Focus, that's the name of the dish company. I can get it from Niagara Falls, Ontario. 779, I think, plus $60 shipping. And they say, and the tariff is between you and the government. And as I did my research, I will have to pay two different tariffs on it. One because it's made in China, and two because it's coming from Canada. But even then, all the tariffs combined will barely put it over $1,000 for a solid 8-foot dish. It comes as, I think, 3 pieces or 4 pieces. It's going to have to wait past winter till I figure out exactly how I will be using it. I still have not been able to find solid data on how much it weighs to see if the Ioptron mount will carry it or not. Are we able to see the trapezium here? Not really. Horizon has probably not risen yet for you, Jeannie. Okay, our Skycam is trying to show some evidence of life. There is Orion's belt. The clouds are moving fast. And for those who have heard me repeatedly, I am reasonably obsessed by the Pleiades on the Skycam and how well they look. This is how good this Skycam is in its ability to display the Pleiades. Fortunately, clouds are taking over. Ah, yeah, you should experiment with the controls. Let me see what the weather forecast is calling for tomorrow. My puppy has to go to the doctor tomorrow. Wintercast, snow. So tonight we're talking about rain, 51% chance of rain at 2 a.m., 55% by 5 a.m. Friday they're saying 25% chance of rain, and by the time we get to Sunday, 85% chance of snow. But they're talking about cloudy all day Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. So we're going back to radio astronomy, guys. Hopefully with the new feed. John, don't know if you heard me, I'm getting a Discovery feed, should be arriving tomorrow to put on the big dish. So we will have the 2-meter with the high amplification. And see what that gives us. I expect at this point that we will be able to see the hydrogen line, the little hump on the raw data, as well as the FFT. It's interesting how the clouds are moving from the northwest down on us. Jeannie, it does look like a watermelon. Fortunately, we have at most another 10 minutes before we wish you all a good night. I always leave boiled eggs in the fridge for instant protein snack. Yeah, they don't last a week. We boil them a dozen at a time and we go through them in under a week. We should have M42. It's not showing us M43. Okay. I store them with the shells still on. Yeah, they go out of the pan into the fridge and then peel them one at a time or two at a time when I snack on them. Good night. I'm going to be going to bed in a few minutes also. John, since you're hanging in, let me see if we can do another quick demo of the Messier Marathon. So I'm going to stop this one. we're gonna see if we can get the script to run. We're starting again with M34. Telescope has to be 1. And 2 minutes per. Let's do it. Okay, this is M34. It's going to skip every 2 minutes to a different target. Do you want me to turn the camera on to show you that it's full self-drive with my hands off? I mentioned earlier that DWARF would not cut it because DWARF takes about 3.5 minutes to switch targets. Okay, next target in 4 seconds. Yep, there we go. For some reason, Seestar is behind by 1, at least on the display of Stellarium. If you look at the clock down in Stellarium, down here, it started at 28:04, so at 32:04 it's going to switch to the next one. And it'll display it right here. So it's going to be in 2 seconds. M79. So it's taking about a minute to transit from target to target. It's appearing like it is running one behind, because this is M45 now being stacked, but the script has moved from M45 to M79, and it's not letting me. Okay, we are at M45, that's for sure. So it's going to go to M79 now. You have to realize that the program was written by Gemini. It seems to have minor bug, fixable. It's only 5 lines of code, so should be able to fix that. After M79, it should go to M42. That should be easy to verify. In a true Messier marathon, we'll be skipping every 10 minutes, sorry, every 6 minutes. So we'll aim for 10 targets per hour. Okay, time to go to M42. I'll have to look and see where that one target is being buffered, because what's being displayed is one target behind what's being stacked. Okay, I have no idea where we are. Okay, we have more work to do. So I wish you all a good night. Thanks for joining me. And We don't need no stinking plan mode, that's right. See, if plan mode allows me to put 110 targets in, or at least import it from a file, and that will work. But to be entering these manually, it's going to be a pain. So next time we see you guys, we'll be doing some radio astronomy, and hopefully with the new Discovery feed on the big dish. So for now, so long from Pompey. As you can see, the clouds are going to be ruining everything very, very soon. Good night.